It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live right here on the Industry's Most Wanted. You see it podcast.
Industry's
Most Wanted.
Most
Yes.
Wanted.
And I have two special guests checking in tonight. They look all lovely and beautiful. I see you guys justified with the hair. Yes, ma'am. How are you, my love?
I am doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And, the hubby sitting there next to you, go ahead and introduce yourselves, and ladies first.
Yes, I'm Justified, Normalized. I'm a Christian rapper, artist, songwriter. I design clothing from Lawrence, Massachusetts, and just hoping to get to a place that I will be all over the map.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely. I'm ready for you to introduce yourself.
I'm too busy smiling at the camera. I go by Bir Witness. I've been doing music since I was 15. I'm 37 now.
Okay.
And I've done a lot, which we could talk about in this interview.
Absolutely. That is amazing. I just want to actually dive into real quickly. You've been doing music for a very long time. Have you always done the same genre of music?
No, I did the type of music that got the attention of Benny the Butcher, DJ Drama, Busta Rhymes, signed a deal with Cassius, many distribution deals, licensing deals, phone calls with a lot of the Aftermath staff from Dr. Dre, a lot of curiosity in the industry. Yeah, I did that type of music, but I do Christian hip hop.
Okay.
The Lord.
Absolutely. And we're going to talk about your entire journey from start to where you're at now. But one question I want to ask, because I may forget, you said that you were making music that got the attention of these individuals. Break that down for us. What type of music that were you making that got their attention?
I was basically doing music that was more had a more familiar feel for them. As far as basically doing what they do. Yeah. To break it down, I mean, I was doing music that's more popularized, in the music industry with those type of artists and producers and DJs.
Yes.
There's a clear difference between Christian hip hop and what the music industry considers hip hop.
Understood. Absolutely. Hip hop has absolutely changed a ton over the years, but that's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, but I experienced both sides, so I know what it was to be in it, and I know what it is to be out of it.
Yes, understood. Absolutely. Justified, where are you from originally?
I am from here, from Lawrence, well, I'm from my family's from Puerto Rico, but I've always born and raised in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Okay. What was it like growing up there?
It's great. Still here. I mean, I love it because it's like a Spanish city as it is.
Yeah.
So I get to enjoy my culture here at all times.
Yes.
Just go down the street and it's right there.
Absolutely. Going back to when you were little, you were growing up in your city. Was there other passions that you had that you thought you were going to pursue before music?
Actually, now that I think back, was born and raised in church, and even in church, I always sang, did plays, always had the microphone, and I didn't realize this probably till the other day. It's like, wait a second, I've been doing this as a little girl. People always put me to perform, to dance, or just always had a love for music.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Absolutely. And has it always been the same style of music for you?
I've always listened to all types of music, but I didn't become a rapper till I was 36 years old, which was about 6 years ago.
I love it.
It was overnight thing. I never ever imagined to be a rapper, especially at that age. I never.
Right. No, but I love it though. I'm a big advocate that we can do anything we want at any age we want. I don't think that we should ever say, oh, I'm too old for this or it's too late for this. No, it's not. As long as I'm still breathing and I'm 6 feet above the ground, honey, I'm going to do whatever I want,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Especially when it keeps you looking young. So I'm enjoying it.
I agree. When you are absolutely living your purpose and pursuing your passion, I do really believe that it does keep us young and it keeps us youthful. That's how I feel. You know, I will be 50 on my next birthday, and I feel like I work with a lot of these young artists, and I feel like they are really what keeps me youthful, is just working
Yes,
with this younger generation. It keeps me hip to what's going on.
absolutely.
Absolutely. That is really, really dope. How did you two meet?
It's funny. I don't think they still have it, but it was through Facebook dating app. Not ashamed.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's the
I
modern
gotta
way of
say it,
people
right?
doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were actually, both of us were single for a very long time. Him about 10 years and almost me about the same. And we were two people that didn't care for dating apps and tried it. And we started talking immediately. And then we just deleted the app. And now we're married for 2 years now. We just had our anniversary.
Happy anniversary. I love it.
Thank
Thank
That's a
you.
you.
beautiful
Appreciate it.
story.
Yes.
Yeah, most definitely. Would you say that music was a really common ground for you guys of, becoming interested in working with each other, or was it something else?
As artists, yes, that was a part of it.
Yes.
But we did two different total music. So I was sketching like, okay, this is so
Yeah, I
not
was
what I expected.
I had a song called Truly HOE, and I had Buster Rhymes blazing up a cigar. So I had to make a decision. I had to make a real big decision.
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
My stepdaughter was grandfather me in, wanted me to be the grandfather for her daughter that was coming. My
oh,
wife said yes to marriage.
that's
My
beautiful.
other stepdaughter didn't want to hear my old music because of the derogatory and stuff I was saying that wasn't appropriate. But Benny liked it, Drama liked it, Buster liked it, Cassius signed it. So I had to make a decision. And I think I made the
Absolutely.
right one. I'm
Yes.
actually more successful doing Christian hip hop
There you go. There you go. Did you ever
independently.
Yeah, and that's even better because you can make the decisions and make the moves on your terms.
Yeah,
Um, so you're absolutely enjoying doing the type of music that you're doing now better than in the previous music you were making?
yeah, definitely. My past music is exactly what it is. It's past music.
Yeah.
It was my mind's state at that time. But I experienced growth and development, and now I'm able to express myself more in a testimonial way
Yes.
that's encouraging young people and people that have been through, gang culture, mental health,
Yes.
have been, possessed by demons, different things that led them astray from the things of God, and realizing the true self and the
Yes.
true identity in all things, which is, we believe is Jesus.
Yes, I absolutely, and I love that too because one of the things that I've been talking about a lot on my show and on my podcast is mental health because it's very real. There's a lot of people that suffer from various mental health issues and may not even realize it, or they do realize it, but they're afraid to share it with people because they're afraid of being judged. And it's up to people like us who have a voice to let people know it's okay to talk about this because I feel like we all as humans go through some form of anxiety or we get stressed out. And so is that something that you're incorporating a lot, and this goes to both of you, is this something that you're incorporating a lot within your music, is on that positivity, uplifting people, letting them know it's okay if you're going through something? Is that something that you're both incorporating?
Absolutely. I all my songs are my story,
Yeah.
and it's more like, we are both survivors of many stuff, domestic violence, just the mental health, just going through so many situations, and then to be able to come together. I was able to see even with my husband when it came to a lot of the mental health and stuff. It's like, wow, music really has a very big part of this.
Yes.
And and especially with the youth now, it breaks my heart that a lot of things that they hear, they could be living a whole different world outside of what that music says. But in their mind, they already became like if they're a character in that story.
Yes.
And I had got to see that, and it's like, okay, now we have to really let people know, like, it's very important to make sure when you're listening to what your kids are listening to. There is a lot of great artists up there. Music is not really like before. It's so much evil now and stuff. And it's like people think just, oh, because my kid is a great student, all this stuff there, and you're not seeing the outside of it. If you're not really knowing what it's doing mentally and inside them. And I got to
Absolutely.
experience that.
Yes, I agree. I absolutely agree because the thing about music is we have people checking in on Facebook. I forgot to say this.
Mhm.
So we're currently live on YouTube, 2
Wow.
Facebook pages, Twitter and Twitch all at the same time. We're live streaming on multiple platforms. So, shout out to everybody that's tuned in over there on the Facebook side who's chiming in saying, talk about it. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because another thing that I've been talking about a lot lately as well is something justified that you just kind of touched on was a lot of the music that's coming out now is what I call low vibrational music. It's just not that feel good music. It's
No.
really tearing people up on the mental side. And people go to the club and then at the end of the night they wonder why people are fighting and shooting. Well, they've been listening to that type of music for the last
Yes.
3-4 hours. It's like
Yeah.
it's embedded into their head.
Mhm.
So my question for you, Mr. Witness, is anybody who's looking to transition their musical style such as you did, what steps or what piece of advice could you offer them?
I would just say, just put God first. Like, if you're doing music the way you want to do it and not how the scripture says to do it, you need to get into. You're gonna dive deep in that scripture. I tried rapping, doing the gospel rap without diving into the scripture, and I sounded ridiculous. So once I did a song called Church on Wheels, and I was on hip hop since 1987 with that joint.
Yeah.
And I was using the same old thing, the Buster, the drama, the Benny. And I was just trying to mix the two. I was trying to serve two masters, and until I directly started serving one master, which is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ,
Yes.
I started opening up more and pouring out more emotion and more pain. I've been to 14 psych wards since the age of 12,
Wow.
8 ICUs, near-death experiences.
Wow.
I had to learn to walk again at the mental hospital because they gave me so much medication it almost killed me.
My gosh.
It got me to the point it fried my brain,
Wow.
and I had to rehabilitate off of that.
Man,
Um,
you're a
I
walking
probably don't
testimony.
look like it.
No, you don't. You look amazing.
And to
Wow.
say that, what I witnessed, even seeing my husband go through that, is that even in there, they would just pass some headphones with hip hop that just was not helping the moment.
Yeah.
And it was like, I would just see how that will really affect people because it's depending what they're on, if they're on medications, if they're not, what they're experiencing, and if they're really truly believing that this is who they are, is what they're saying in this music. So I've always loved music and I've always known that music is powerful, but I've really got to see it firsthand because we
Yes.
both have big tragic stories. And I always told him in the beginning he would try to do the Christian music, but I know it wasn't into him yet. So I'm like, that's fine. You just can't come on my album. I'm sorry. You're not going to do that music. I'm on my album. And we've been going back and forth for a while. And I'm like, I can't push you because I know it had to come from him and having a personal relationship with God.
Yes.
We're not religious. It's no religion. It's a sweet personal relationship with God. And I knew it couldn't happen until he did that. I had nothing to do with that. I was just planting seeds and he was seeing all the healing that took place in me and how God was moving and, and just seeing it in the community and all that. And then he had his own encounter. And just from that and just being healed so many ways from that relationship, he's able to put all that music together.
That is amazing. Yeah, absolutely. He witnessed it firsthand, no pun intended, because he is a witness, right? He witnessed it.
I'm a witness to Jesus Christ, many miracles.
Yeah,
That's why my
absolutely.
name is Bir Witness. I bear witness to the truth.
That's right. That's right.
I
Justified.
got my name. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you off,
fine.
but I got my name redefined. I separated myself from the old Bir Witness.
Yeah.
And got my name redefined. Because at first I was like, I'm just gonna call myself Kabir Jamal. I'm gonna use my government.
Yeah.
And then I was like, nah, Bir Witness is way too smooth for that. So I slid back in, but I did it with Jesus this time.
So the name has remained the same, but like you said, it has different purpose.
Yeah, that's different purpose. You know, I'm a lyrical evangelist. You know, my message in my music is to bring people to Christ.
Yeah.
I rap with a Christ mind. I see with Christ vision. You know, I speak Jesus. That's what I do.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And Justified, as a woman in the music industry, in this business, how important is it for you to speak your truth through your music?
Um, well, that's the beauty of it. That when I received the gift, I remember I was just going through just drinking a lot in the clubs, but I was giving out Christian music. I was mixing the two worlds like crazy, just into different things. Up to I tried to commit suicide, which I know I wasn't gonna do it, but I woke up with a lot of pills in my hands, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And a friend invited me to church, which I haven't gone for so many years. Um, and I got prayed over by a big famous gospel singer, Donnie McClurkin. And that same weekend, my friends, they invited me. They're like, "Hey, let's go to New York. There's a hip hop show, whatever." And right there was Kingdom Choice Awards in New York. I sat there and I had a notebook with me and a pen. And I just started writing in the dark while everybody was performing, and my hands wouldn't stop. And when I finished, I had like 10 pages of lyrics. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Wow.
I'm not even a writer. I don't do poems. I don't do any of that. So I'm like, what is going on? And then from there on, it was I really heard God just say, "You finally trusted me and came back, and
Yes.
now I can now you cross that bridge." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh God, what am I gonna do with this? I've never rapped in my life." And it was crazy because I worked with like my first engineers was one that worked with Joe Budden in New York, and I'm from
Well,
Lawrence, Mass. Started throwing myself over there by myself and just believing what God gave me, and He connected me to different people. Got my videos done over there. People thought I was living over there, and it was not. It was just like it was just a whole new world that God was giving me. And
yes.
I did that for a while. So I got to perform Times Square. You know, I've gone to Maine, Jersey,
So
to different states. And it's just been amazing because, like, here I got this gift when I have no clue what I'm doing. People are laughing at me because I'm sounding funny. But every time I would do it and go to the studio, it just kept on getting better and better and better. I
Yeah.
could even sing at first, and now I'm able to just harmonize and sing. And it's like every time I take a step in doing it, it just gets better every time.
I love it. I love it. I believe when we stay faithful and we walk and live in our truth,
Yeah.
all that is absolutely going to come together. And it oftentimes is through ways that we never expected or never
Yeah,
intended.
absolutely.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier on that you started rapping at did you say 36?
Yeah, I'm 43 right now, and I started at 36, and I'm like, oh, why at 36? And he was like, "You made for a time like this." And then I got to realize, like, the youth gravitates to me so much.
Yeah.
I get to talk to people through my hair. I've been wearing my hair since 15 in different colors. And then it has really just been an outlet for me. That people's like, wow, look at her, it looks so different.
Yeah.
But yet God is using her in such a mighty way. You know,
Yes.
that means I don't have to really change so much like how it is. And God can use me how He created me. And it's like, so it's been really amazing. You know, so
So
there
let
is no age limit.
No,
That's
there absolutely isn't, and that's actually gonna lead into my next question, as and it doesn't even have to necessarily be, as a woman, but just, as an adult, we'll say, what advice would you give anybody? And I guess maybe we will cater this to the women, and then I'll have Bear Witness answer this from a male perspective.
Mhm.
Justified as a woman, what advice or what would you offer any young ladies out there who are maybe interested in changing gears, but they might feel like, oh, it's too late for me, or I'm getting too old. What would you offer them?
I would say you will never know unless you take that step of faith.
Yeah,
You know, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step.
yeah,
That's it. You know, so while it's replaying and replaying and replaying, just step out. What's gonna happen? It either works or not. But if it's something that's meant for you and it's a gift that's inside of you,
yes,
most likely it's gonna work. You
yes,
know, and I kept doing it. Everybody thought it was gonna be a phase, and here I am, so many years after. Now I got to marry a rapper. Now, people are interested in our story and stuff. So it's like, but if I would have listened to everybody, I would have gave up in the first year. And I would throw myself by myself, and I would really believe, and I would tell any girl, just don't sell yourself short.
yes.
Don't sell yourself as a sex object. Don't do any of that because it's gonna come up corruption regardless.
I
At the
agree.
end of the day, you put yourself inside, yeah, you can get a lot of views, you can get a lot of money at the moment, but when you're at night by yourself, that battle in your mind is not a joke. And I
No.
love that. You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's the glitz and glamour. That's fine. But when you're by yourself, it's like you don't even want to be by yourself. You want people with you all the time because you don't know what's gonna happen.
That's right, and then it could be dangerous too when people, especially women, make themselves so vulnerable because, there are people out there who will look at them in a certain light, and it can make them, too vulnerable, or it could potentially be dangerous, and, one thing that I've always stood on since I've been in this industry, I was like, "If I have to do that type of stuff to get attention, I don't want it. I don't want attention if I
Exactly.
have to do that," and I really feel like us as women can be just as successful, if not more, by
Absolutely.
again, just, covering it up a little bit and being true to ourselves. That's so important.
Yeah.
And we
And
feel good too, right?
yeah, and you will be respected. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's like don't and if you want to share your truth about God, don't be scared that people will not like it. Because if I thought that, when I think about, I had a lot of haters. Trust me, we all have haters, but the lovers are more, and they will always outweigh the bad. And that's
Yes.
and sometimes we can have one hater, and we'll focus on that one hater and all the comments with that one hater, and just ignore the 20 that love it. So it's like, no, keep going.
Absolutely. What we focus on is what develops. So if we
Yeah,
focus on that one hater, our life will be consumed with that, with
absolutely.
hate. We have to focus on, like you said, the people that are loving on us,
Hmm.
the high vibrational people that I like to refer to. That stuff is absolutely important. And I seen a video on Instagram recently. It was an older gentleman, and he was saying that don't ever say that you can't do something unless you've actually attempted to do it. Because again, people will say, "Oh, I can't do that." How do you know if you've never attempted to do it? So it's like get out there and give it your best shot. And if it doesn't work out, at least you can say, you know what, I put my best effort in, as a music artist or whatever it is that you may want to do. Switching over to Bear Witness, same thing for you, for any young men out there who feel like maybe they are in the hip hop industry putting out this low vibrational music and they're wanting to switch gears and put out, some more loving music. What advice would you give them?
I would just say, first and honestly, it's simply put, be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, just be yourself. Because half the time, or most of the time, I wasn't being myself. Because like I said, I started when I was 15. So I was recording my homies. My homies was selling drugs. My homies was gang banging.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that too.
Yeah.
I wasn't being myself. I had both my parents. They raised me right, considering how it turned out. And but I had to go through my struggles,
Yeah.
and I think every young person has to go through the struggles and identify who they really are.
Yes.
And I didn't find out who I was until I was about 34. I was learning more into the things of God, but truly recognizing how to get to God, which was through Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I had to identify with that because I was identifying with a lot of falsehood and misinformation that led me astray.
Yes.
I actually took a flight to India for 3 weeks. When I got back, I was gangbanging. So did that really bring me enlightenment, or did it bring me something else? It confused me. I said, why do I still want to have this flag hanging out my pocket? Why do I still want to chuck up these forks? Why do I still want to crip walk? A lot of crazies. It didn't even make sense.
Yeah.
And I transformed my life around and now I rap about it. So all
Yeah.
that stuff I was confused about, when I rap about it, you'd be like, oh, he's trying to be gangster. Nah, my testimony's gangster.
Yeah.
This
There
is
you
real
go.
life.
Yeah.
This is what
Facts.
really happens
Yes.
when you make the wrong choices, though.
Mm.
So even when you start rapping about the wrong choices, you still sound like you're trying to be hard, but you're really trying to school people to what you've been through.
Yeah.
I didn't go to 14 psych wards because I was innocent and super positive and happy.
Right.
No, I went to 14 psych wards because I was out my mother effing mind.
Yeah.
So, excuse my language, but that is the reason I went to 14 psych wards. That's the reason I caught a felony assault. That's the reason I got kicked out of high school, kicked out of middle school, many times for fighting. That's the reason I tried to serve and, got kicked out of that, So it's like, my advice is be yourself, because if, you can get killed out here. You go
Yes.
to jail out here.
Yes. It's very
You
real.
can end up in a psych ward just like I was out here.
Yeah.
So be yourself.
Absolutely. And
Simply put.
I appreciate you being so transparent. I think it's important, like I mentioned earlier on that, people like us have a voice. Me I'm a radio personality 5 days a week in Atlanta. And of course I podcast as well. And then you both are music artists. We have a voice. So it's important that we use it in a positive light to spread that positivity and that love, because I feel like with the younger generation, a lot of them feel pressure to look a certain way, act a certain way because of social media has really made it
Yes.
so much more because of these things right here. People are afraid of getting filmed and putting on social media. So rather than them fighting, they're quick to pull out a gun and shoot somebody because they're afraid to look in their mind what a sucker looks like. No, it makes you more of a sucker to take someone's life when you could have simply just walked away, right?
Absolutely. And I do want to add about that part of just about being yourself. A great way to know to be yourself is to to look at the creator and know how he looks at you and
Yeah.
how he created you to be and how much he loves you.
Yeah.
Because that relationship with him is who showed me who I was. That
Yes.
relationship that Kabir got with him, he got to see who he was. It's like, wait, this is more gangster than anything.
Yeah, it is
Like, what's
gangster,
more
right?
gangster than being in a corner
And
gang
that
banging?
scripture goes in,
Yeah, it's like you can be in a corner gang banging, or is it more gangster the woman and man that's gonna come up to you and pray for you and set you free from those spirits that making you gang bang?
And
Yeah.
The Lord spoke to me. The Lord spoke to me. He said, "Don't fight with fists and knives and guns. Fight with spirit." I said, "Oh no, I gotta pray for people now.
The Lord
I
is the
want to beat
biggest
them up, but I
OG.
gotta pray for them now."
Yeah, exactly.
He
That's
just
what
said
we
something
have to
crazy
do.
to me, but I'm gonna pray for them.
That's what we have to do. That makes us such a bigger person. Pray for them because really the Lord is the true OG.
Exactly.
People in the streets try to be the original gangster, but the Lord is our OG, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's the best person to have on your side because without nobody,
We're gonna get a shirt that says that the Lord is my OG, right? That'd
You got it.
be dope. That is really, really dope. So are you guys now creating a lot of music together?
yes.
Definitely. We got an album out, No More Lies. Um Basically, she goes by Justify No More Lies. And her daughter came up with the name for the label, which was No More Lies Entertainment. And we just ran with it. And we've been doing it for like 2 months. And we released the album through it. I released double album, solo album that I came out with first. It's cool because like the stuff I'm talking about in this interview, you listen to the first project I released, and it's battling like two masters, and then you listen to the progression. After I went through, salvation and redemption, and then ultimately I'm walking in freedom. Free to understand and explore the depths of God's spirit, because he
Yeah.
does allow us to. That's why there is the word. That's why there is Bible,
Yes.
because he allows us to explore the depths of his spirit. I mean, you start at the Genesis and go on. He allows us to understand how everything was created and how everything moves.
Absolutely.
You
We
know,
just have to be open to receiving.
Yeah,
yeah,
and my always important thing is like people are looking at me right now with blue hair, red lips, and with this swag going on, doing Christian hip hop, and the whole thing was I had to take them out of a box. Don't go by what you learn. Don't go
right,
by about what you learned about church people,
right,
or that you have to be in long skirts and make
right.
buns and just all look the same. No, God didn't make none of us all the same. He made us all unique. So it's like don't go by what you have been raised up and what you think God is, and that He's
Yes.
so judgmental and that He
Right.
hates you and this. That is so far fetched because I grew up and raised in church all my life, and I didn't learn who God truly was until I was in my 30s.
Yeah.
And I was there day and night. I did because I had jail from that saved from suicide. This is not what people going to see out there. Like, get him out of the box. He created this world. People are much more further.
Oh, I'm losing you guys ever so slightly. It's frozen up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying
What? I think the Wi-Fi is cutting out a little bit because you guys were are frozen up. We'll see if it comes back in just a second. The Wi-Fi, the technical side of things, it can be crazy. There we go. I think we're good now. Sometimes the Wi-Fi be tripping on us. You know, listen, the devil is trying to intervene, and we are not going to let it happen. The devil is a lie. We gonna get through
a
it.
liar.
Most definitely. So, bear witness. The last couple things that you were saying, if you could say that again for us.
Do that, you know, he gives us a new life, you know. I just say dive into that scripture. Young, older artists, super old artists, like just dive into that scripture. Like I'm telling you, you know, that's the missing thing in your scripture. You know, you're not as cool as God. You're not cooler than God. You're not more swagged out than God. You're not more gangster than God. You're not any, you know. So dive into that scripture. You're not gonna outsmart.
Yeah, he's the OG.
So dive into that scripture and learn.
Absolutely.
Learn about what he created. Learn. He created you. Learn about it. Learn.
Just find out who he is. Find out who Jesus is. He created you. Then go and do much more, but you have to know his love first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing because you see, every time you said Jesus lives, I kept cutting off the internet. That's what kept happening.
Let's talk about Powerline clothing. I think their Wi-Fi connection is going in and out, you guys. So if you guys are tuned in, just stay patient. I think their Wi-Fi might come back in just a moment. That's the only thing about these live streams is the live stream sometimes wants to act up on us. So we'll see if their live stream comes back to us in just a moment. So stay tuned. Thank you, everybody tuned in, checked in. I'm going to try taking them off and bringing them back on. Let's see. Yeah, I think their Wi-Fi, they might disconnect and reconnect, but I'll just tell you guys real quickly, you know, we are speaking with Justified and Bear Witness. You know, you guys can follow them on social media. I go by TampaMystic on social media. I think they're going to come back in just a moment, so just bear with us for a moment here, and hopefully we can get them reconnected to us. Okay, so we're gonna wait to see if they come back in. I do apologize. I think their internet connection is giving them a hard time. Shout out to technology being silly. Okay, I think they're back here with us now. Are you guys back with us? Yeah, we'll give them a couple more minutes to see if they can get back in here. The Wi-Fi is acting crazy right now. Somebody's trying to sabotage us, and we're not going to let that happen. You can follow me on all social media. I'll keep you guys entertained for just a moment. I go by TampaMystic, Industry's Most Wanted Podcast. I'm currently at my home studio, but I do have a beautiful studio out here in the Atlanta market where I do in-person interviews. I'm also a radio personality. So just like Justified and Bear Witness, you guys could definitely be a guest with me, whether we do it virtually or you guys could come into the studio and we could do it in person. So we're going to wait another moment to see if they come back in. And that way we can make sure they give you their social media and talk about the music that they have currently out there right now. Thank you, everybody who's still tuned in. We appreciate you guys being patient. You can follow me on all social media at TampaMystic, TampaMystic. If you guys are in the Atlanta market, I'm on 99.1 FM Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. for I have an hour-long show that I do, and you guys can tune in with me there. We're going to wait another moment or two and see if they make it back. If you guys are still tuned in, go ahead and drop a comment and let us know you're here. Let me check to see if they've messaged me on Instagram. We're currently waiting to see if Justified and Bear Witness can make it back in here. They were having some internet connection issues, which happens from time to time. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Hello, there we are.
Hello.
The devil is a lie.
Oh my God, you see that? And trust me, and I have full bars on my internet.
It's insane that that happens to me sometimes at the house. Like I'll have all the bars, but it still acts.
Go.
Okay.
There we go. Okay.
I was trying to keep them entertained while you was gone. I didn't sing to them, I promise. I would have ran everybody off. That is funny.
I am not surprised at all, trust me. And I have full bars of Wi-Fi on my phone. It's just it's because what we're talking about. This is truth.
It happens. It absolutely happens. It's technology. We have unfortunately no control over it.
Yes.
But what I wanted to talk to you guys and ask you about is your merch, Powerline clothing. Can you tell us about it?
Yep, actually that was something I started as well when I got the gift of rhymes. I started designing and I had to open a store and I was buying clothes to sell, but I'm like, I can make my own shirts. And I got in that with a couple friends and we started designing and I started making designs like within 5 seconds. People would just tell me their vision and I would make designs. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start making some positive clothing.
Yeah.
And it was awesome because it's like I would wear a shirt that said Faith in New York, and a lady would be on the bus and she was like on the train, she saw me, she's like, I needed to see that word. And I'm like, well, I didn't know, but God knew it. That's why I wore it. So that's great because there's so much evil out there. People need uplifting, and everybody reads T-shirts.
Yes, they do. Absolutely, it's like a walking billboard.
Yeah. And what's crazy about that started as doing customized clothing and other merchandise, but then it led up to now that we do music together. Now I do all our videos, I do all our cover arts, cover photos for the songs, for the singles. I design it all, and it's just every time I try, it just gets better.
Yes, ma'am. I'm loving it. Like that is so dope. I love when people can learn to do other things for themselves where you're not necessarily having to outsource stuff because I'm an impatient person. I like give me my work quick. And it's like when you depend on someone else to do that artwork or the graphic for you, sometimes that week can turn into 2 weeks or a month and you're like, no, I need it right now. So what better way to quicken the turnaround?
Yeah, and as artists, it's like it's expensive to try to get everything done.
Yes.
So I've been blessed that he's an engineer and producer. I do all the artwork and the videos. It saves us a ton of money.
In-house.
But that's people need to learn. There's so many apps, there's so many ways to do things that doesn't cost much to get your stuff out there because sometimes that stops people to get their stuff done. It's like, I can't afford it. No, you can. There's a lot of free stuff out there.
I agree. Like you said, there's so many apps and now AI is a big thing. There's so many different ways that we can do stuff without actually having to necessarily pay another human being. We can do it ourselves through an app and make it look the way we want to. And bear witness, with you being an engineer, you're going to get your sounds the way you want it. One of the most difficult things, I think, is to get someone else to get your sound the way you want. How long have you been engineering?
I started when I started doing music. I had the Windows 98 computer. Um, had about a $20 microphone, no
Oh, that's funny.
interface, just plugged into the back of the on the Windows 98. It had the mic input, so I put the mic right in there. Had my friends come through. Hey guys, I can record you. Let's do this.
That
Made
is
all the
funny.
beats. Put all the beats together. Had my heavy. It was so heavy. It was like a cement block beat machine. It was so heavy. I was like, oh man, I'm doing it, making it happen. Never came out of that basement. Invite all the homies. We had fun. They pressured me. They said, you got to mix this right now. We want to listen to it when we get back in the car. I said, I can't. You got to give me a few days. They said, no, you're doing it now. I didn't want to get beat up. So I mixed it immediately. And I've been engineering for a long time. Like I said, since I was 15. And but I didn't really get back into it until I met my wife, and she was
Yes.
like, "You can do this. You can make this happen." 'Cause
Yes.
I was paying so many people
I'm like, why?
to mix my records, and she was like, "Why
Yes.
are you doing that?" And I
That's right.
was, but now it's like, I think in 2 months I recorded, mixed, and mastered like 50 songs.
Wow.
And I would never be able to do unreleased songs, and I would never be able to do that if I wasn't doing it for myself.
Yes.
We're able to put out more videos, the
Yeah.
artwork's getting everything's in house. So however we want to move, we can move. We want to relax, we want to chill, we can do that, and then we'll get back and go heavy into the work.
Yes.
So it's comfortable. We got the home studio. Um, I just got another like beat module to put the beats together. So it's like we're just building, slowly just making things better and better and better.
I
You
love
know,
it.
yeah.
It's
It's
only
more
up
it's
from
more
there.
convenient that way.
Yeah, most definitely. For people that are listening in and tuned in, each of you, let us know what current single you're pushing so they can go out and make sure they stream it if it's available on the digital platforms.
Well, the good thing about us is that you get like double, one from each side at the same time. So I will be releasing my Lost It All, which is finally, I've always had all my stories in my albums and stuff, but this is a song that is finally to like really speak stuff that I've been through and what God saved me from. Just because I've gotten to such a healed place that it's okay to be able to do that and be like, wow, God, like really saved me. It's not more like, oh my God, I can't believe I went through that. So it's gonna be much more deep. And this is the first single that it's like I'm finally opening up to a lot of truth that I've been through.
And
You
it's
know,
popping.
It's
yeah.
popping. Yes.
Yeah, she's a happy Christian. No,
She's
I'm
making
like
it
that because
work. It's
I went through a
working.
lot.
It's been like 2 days since she put like a first verse reel and the second verse reel, and it's popping.
I
We
love
see
it.
the numbers go. We see the numbers go up every time we look. It's dope.
That
But
is
people can
dope.
relate, when you're not ashamed to speak your truth and your story, people can definitely relate.
I
They
got a single too. It's called "Jesus Died for Me." And it's dope. I got the homies I used to record when I was 15 liking it, which is dope. They're starting to see the reassurance in my character, my likeness and image of the creator shine through. Um, and they're like, well, what's he got right now?
For
Because
real.
what does he have? He has something because we like him right now. Why do we like him so much? We're not supposed to press like. I don't want to comment. I have to. It's too hot. It's too hot.
It's funny because you see so much of what he always wanted with his old music, and it's happening like this without him like having to spend so much money because it's
I
just
actually signed a marketing deal. In 2 months' time, I released a double album, and I signed a marketing deal with Spotify
Wow.
for
Congratulations.
11 songs. They're
That is
gonna be
amazing.
promoting it for like a year.
Wow. And
And,
so that's already kicked
it's a
off?
build up. Yeah, it's already kicked off. Yep.
Amazing.
yeah.
Congratulations. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
that kicked off this month, which is
Okay.
dope for the holidays.
I know that's
I
right.
just love to be grateful. I love to be grateful during Thanksgiving
Yes, we
with,
have to
with the
be.
plate of food in front of me, the mac and cheese and the yams and the cranberry sauce. I love to be grateful.
I know that's right. All that good food, huh? And then you get the itis afterwards.
Yeah, that's it. Go sleep. Go sleep, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
Both songs will be out tomorrow.
Yeah, both songs will be out tomorrow. Let's stay on track. Let's stay on track.
Exactly, absolutely. Well, that is amazing. So let everybody know where they can follow you at on your social platforms. That way they can stay in tune with new releases, you know, whether it be music, visuals, things of that nature.
Yeah, I'm mostly on Instagram and Facebook. I'm not gonna lie, I can't keep up with all the pages, but they can find me Justify No More Lies and also on YouTube. And every music streaming will be at tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm at I am Bir Witness. And Bir Witness is spelled BIR. My name is Kabir. So I took it's spelled KBIR, so I took the BIR and I put that as the bear. And had the witness. So just look up Bir Witness. I've been around for a while. Like you can just Google me.
Google, he's
Trust me,
Googleable.
no one else will show up. No one. I've been on too many blogs, too many major blogs. You know, I was on All Hip Hop 5 times when I was like 21 years old.
Amazing.
I had the hottest song Heater of the Day against Rick Ross and a whole bunch of artists. I was the heater. I was the heater.
You should do some stand-up comedy, bro. Like, I think that's another calling for you.
I've been told that. Shout out Dave from the Fix Barbershop. I've been told that.
You've got such a great sense of humor. I think that could be another calling for you, most definitely.
It could.
Yeah. Well, listen, I appreciate both of you guys taking some time with us tonight.
Thank you.
Pleasure. If you come out here to ATL, please make sure you connect with me. I'm working from the home studio tonight, but I have a whole studio where you could come through and we could do this in person. So, you know, definitely reach out to me and let me know when you're going to be in the Atlanta market. I would love to have you guys as guests.
I'm sure we will have a recap again of what's going on and see where God has taken us then.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody you guys want to shout out to?
I definitely want to give a shout out just to Leaving the Streets Ministry. They were the ones that were giving out 180 turkeys, and they have fed over 1,000 families. They work with the youth, with kids that are coming out of gang and been part of gangs. So definitely want to give a shout out to them. And also my daughter that asked me to give her a shout out, which is so cute. Annalise.
At Dear Nas on Instagram.
To make sure she heard
at Dear Nas.
That is dope. Anybody bear witness that you want to shout out to?
I mean, the first thing that came to my mind was my mom. I want to shout out my mom, like every Black man usually does. I just want to shout out my mama. You know, that's what I want to shout out. That's it. Because my mom really supported my music.
Yeah.
For a long time. You know, my dad's no longer living. He passed away in 2009. And they really just let the homies come in the crib and yell all types of wild stuff in the basement. And they allowed it to happen, you know. I would shout out my dad, but he's not here. But I shout out my mom because she's still here.
Your dad is here.
He deserves her flowers.
Yes, absolutely. We have to
give her flowers for, you know, for supporting my music for so long.
Yeah. And shout out to both of you for being so dope. I love it. I love the chemistry there. I'm excited, you know, to build with you guys both more. And I appreciate both of you taking some time tonight here on Industry.
Many blessings to you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have a great rest of the evening, okay?
You too.
You too.